Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show, and in their return to work for the first time in 12 days, the Rangers' grade on this night is incomplete. 3 goals for the Panthers in less than 10 minutes in the third period turns a 1-goal Ranger lead into a 1-goal Ranger loss. Welcome into our Delta MSG studios, everyone. Hi, John Giannone alongside Joe Micheletti. Rangers lose at 4-3 to the Florida Panthers. Now 5 losses in their last 7. But, Joe, the number that stands out, the Rangers lose for the first time all year in regulation in 14 games in which they led after 2. We talked between periods 2 and 3, and we wondered what kind of a third period we would see, and it too closely resembled what we saw in the first, which was too loose in their own end.
Well, Florida comes out in the third period, and it started 4-on-4, which is, I think, advantage for Florida because they're such a gifted offensive team. So they win the face-off in the third period, and they had a total of 7 shots in period number 2. Quickly, they ended up with 6 shots, so they had some chances. And then the Rangers at 2-1, I thought, again, the turning point was the stop that Bobrovsky made on Strome, which could have made it 3-1. But there were some breakdowns for the Rangers. Florida does what they generally do, what they've done most of the season, and found a way to score 3 goals in the third.
Yeah, the numbers across the league reflect that it's very difficult to come back when you're losing heading into the third period. But Florida has now done it 4 times this season. We saw them almost do it to the Rangers back on November 8th when they scored 3 in the third at the Garden. This time they score 3 in the third, and it's enough to win. On a night where the Rangers scored 3 and number 10 had a hand in all of them. Artemi Panarin with a goal and 2 assists on the night. And if there was a Rangers player who had a step-up game in the first game back in 12 days, it was Artemi Panarin.
Oh, it was. He just, the way he came out right from the start, he looked energized. He was on his toes. He was dancing, the way he handled the puck, the way he was moving around. You couldn't tell, were you going to shoot, going to pass? And he did both throughout this game. That was a setup to Zibanejad, who had a couple of chances later on. The shot, this was just a gorgeous steal of the puck. This is when the game was 1-1. And he ends up setting up Zibanejad to make it 2-1. So that was the lead going into the third. And then go back to the first period. Beautiful play. Puck through his legs after the long pass from Strome. And this one gave the Rangers a lead. That's just a gorgeous play by Panarin to handling the puck and then finding a way to put it in there. And then at the end, he gets the puck to the net. Deflection by Zibanejad. There's Kreider to put it in the empty net. So there was still some time left, less than a minute to go when Kreider scored to bring the Rangers to within a goal.
So Panarin with his 10th goal of the year adds to his assist number, which is in the top 6 in the league. Rangers scored 3 on the night, but that would not be enough. And Joe, you mentioned it. It was the turning point moment of the game, and one that I'm sure Ryan Strome is going to wear right until Friday when the puck drops in Tampa for the last game of 2021. It was about a 2-minute span where his breakaway could have made it 3-1, but instead it goes the other way. The shot is stopped, and eventually Florida scores.
And again, it was Panarin. Yeah. Panarin makes the long pass to set up Strome. And you talked to Strome after the first period. Boy, he was energized and having fun. There's the long pass, and now Strome has a chance. Stops. Tries to beat Bobrovsky through the legs. That didn't work. And then, down the other end, there's a shot. Looked like maybe a little bit of a screen. Weegar scores to tie it. And again, the Rangers come back. Panarin with this setup again, and that was Strome this time, hits the post. What a chance there. And that one just goes off the post, out the other way, and that close to giving the Rangers a 3-2 lead. And again, for Strome, you can't believe it. He had chances, and Panarin was great. So that line was good. They generated an awful lot.
Yeah, the head shake says it all from Ryan Strome. And yet, when it came time to make the most important saves, Igor Shesterkin, who played for the first time in 26 days, didn't make them in the third period. And Sergei Bobrovsky did. And we talked before the game, if there was an issue with Florida between the beginning of the year when they were 10-0-1 and more recently when they had lost 3 in a row, it was goaltending. And Sergei Bobrovsky made 30 saves on the night and ultimately was as much a difference as anybody else.
They signed Sergei Bobrovsky to a free agent contract that pays him for 8 years at $10 million a year, 7 years at $10 million. And he was a healthy scratch in the playoffs. And this was somebody, he didn't even dress as a backup one game. And so he wanted to come back and again, prove his worth. This is someone that's won 2 Vezina trophies in this league as the league's best goaltender. So he showed it in this game. Again, the first goal by Panarin, but after that, I thought he was just brilliant with the way he played. And he changed his style a little bit, so he'd come out of the net a little bit. His equipment is bigger, so that he could stand up and look bigger in the net. And it was great to start the season. But the last couple of weeks, it kind of slipped a little bit, but he certainly found it tonight.
Yeah, 33 shots on goal for a game is usually going to leave a team feeling satisfied in what they did offensively. Did you feel like the Rangers generated enough?
I did, yeah. I thought they had enough, but it's easy to sit and watch and say, boy, you got to play in their end. Florida doesn't allow you to do that all that much because of, I think they're the best counterattack team in the league. You turn the puck over and they go the other way and they get everybody involved. And again, they were this close to beating Tampa Bay in the first round last year, and Tampa Bay found a way to hold on. But it's just difficult to play a sound defensive game and walk away from a game and say you held Florida to 20 shots or 25 shots. It doesn't work that way with them. So, but I thought the Rangers had enough chances. They had a few shots blocked in the third period as well, which I give Florida some credit for the way that
and
they defended.
In terms of the quality of the play, having not played Rangers in 12, Panthers in 13, what did you think?
I didn't like the way they played defensively in the first period. I just thought that they gave Florida, and Florida takes a lot of it, but Florida had a lot of chances from just driving to the net, some wide open plays in front. And we talked about Shesterkin was excellent in the first period. And then the Rangers, I thought, found their game in the second period defensively. They held Florida to 7 shots, really never a threat. Their penalty killing was good throughout. And especially in the third period, they kill a penalty, and then they allow Florida to score just moments after that.
Yeah, Panthers had 7 shots in the middle period, 25 combined in the first and the third, and they win it 4-3 the final. We've got plenty more to come on the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show. 4-3 the final in South Florida. Rangers now think about moving on to Tampa for Friday. We're back with plenty more in a moment.